Welcome to Calling Out with Susan Pinsky. I'm Susan Pinsky. I'm a little off center here. I'm going to move over. I'm here today with clairvoyant Rebecca Fearing. She's considered one of the most talented and naturally gifted practicing clairvoyants in the country. She can be seen on Jeff Lewis' show as well as regular guest on Beverly Hills Housewives. She's sought after for her accuracy by NBC Universal and the WB. And welcome, Rebecca. It's so good to see you again.
Hello, thank you for having me. Yes, this is really fun.
It's been a long time. And also in the Playroom Pod studio today, we have Annie Lederman.
It's Lederman, yes.
Lederman,
they gave you my old bio, too.
Yeah.
So we'll just say I'm a stand-up comedian, podcaster. You can see me on my podcast, Annie Wood. I've been on the Joe Rogan. Just skip through that other stuff. They seem to have not given you my current one. There you go. Sorry, I just don't want to.
Okay.
They were just about to have you mention something
All right, well,
I'm not a part of anymore.
Also, you can find her on X at Annie Lederman. You can find her on Facebook at Annie. Do you use Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
You do?
Just find me.
And her Tumblr. And
I don't know.
her
This is
Instagram.
honestly, I'm about to fire my manager. I don't know why that's on there. Just you can see me on Instagram on Annie Lederman.
Yeah, we want to promote Annie.
I don't know why it's my Tumblr. This is insane.
Do you have a OnlyFans too?
No OnlyFans.
How about
I keep
TikTok?
I have TikTok. Yeah, it's just my name on all the stuff, and all my tour dates are at annielederman.com/shows. They have my Tumblr. My fiance's are my Tumblr.
Welcome,
I'm about to
fiance.
fire. I'm just gonna hire Todd as my.
I know. Okay. Well, this is how things go. So, anyways, welcome to Calling Out with Susan Pinsky.
Thanks, dear.
This show is about the world of clairvoyant mediums and psychics and numerologists and astrology and everything that's sort of metaphysical and fun.
Yeah.
Things chicks like.
Yeah, I love it.
And gay men.
Yes.
And welcome to everybody out there who's a chick or a gay man, and also who is not. We appreciate you coming on the show. We look forward to a new audience all the time. We're now currently on many different channels. We're on Rumble, which is my favorite because it's the free place to be.
Yes.
And we're also on X. We have a big following on X.
Cool.
As soon as I log into my Restream, I'll be able to tell you if anybody's watching. But yeah, and I did this show for 7 years for free. It was a podcast. So I've known Rebecca since, I don't know, for like 20 years or something.
Yeah, a long time.
And Corolla Digital said, we want to do this show about psychic mediums. Who's crazy enough to do it?
And he said, hello.
And my husband's manager at the time said, well, Susan Pinsky's crazy enough. And so we started the show. We did like 144 podcasts over the course of like 7 years, and I talked to so many different psychic mediums and comedians and
comedians.
Yeah, comedians. Yes, and Rebecca's done a lot of this over the years. Like we said, she's been on the Housewives, and she knows everybody in the who's interested in mediumship in the Housewives world. Yeah. So she has a lot of dirt. She can tell us about.
Oh no. I don't kiss and tell.
No, anyway, so I'm a frequent flyer, so she's read me a million times. But I just thought it'd be really fun to have you because you seem kind of open to this process.
Yeah, I love this stuff, yeah.
And I'm not going to give her any information about it. She didn't know who you were, who was coming in. She didn't do any research.
She could have even read my bio and would have no clue who I am. It's a bio from 1992.
I know. Well, you can tell us everything about you after we're done.
Sure.
And yeah. So,
thanks for having me on a live show. People don't usually let me on live shows.
Really? That's good.
I'm untrusted.
You can do whatever you want here, Annie. I'm down. I'm down. If everybody knows me, I like anything. Anything goes here. So okay. So I'm gonna let Rebecca kind of tap into your energy and see what she can do.
Okay. You're very open. A lot of creative people are, because when I look at your energy is very red. Red is creative people, always writers, producers, music people, writers, everything, okay? But you do have a very strong energy of a writer. So I don't know if you write your own material, but you should. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, and
I can't take other people when they write me. I can't take it. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I think because you know yourself and you know what people like and you know what's funny. Okay, so also I see a lot of New York City around you. Do you have a connection there?
I started comedy there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you live there, but I thought you live here now, right, in LA? Yeah. But I did see the connection to New York, and you may be going back there soon. I mean, it's pretty common.
Yeah.
And I didn't think you were married at all, but I did see a nice gentleman around you. And I do see marriage coming, so I hope you're open to that.
Yeah.
And
we'll see. I might give this back. See if he laughs at my jokes.
Oh, you have an engagement ring?
Yeah, I have a fiance who's right there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Surprising, right?
No.
You're like him? I'm joking.
Yeah, ew, no. No, he's good. And then I do see, now, you're only in your 30s now?
40. I'm turning 41.
Yeah, you don't
next
look
week.
41. You look younger than that. But the reason I said is because...
She does look good.
She doesn't look 41.
Nothing
Everyone
done.
looks
Not
young
even
anyway.
a laser, baby.
Really?
Nothing yet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm on Ozempic,
Good for
so can you
you.
believe it?
Are you?
Yes.
It looks really good.
It didn't shrivel me up yet.
No, you look good.
You still have a butt?
No ass. It hurts. It actually hurts to sit. I'm in pain when I sit down. Took my ass.
Well, you're going to have children, so I hope that's something you want.
Okay, cool.
Because I'm not even going to ask you. I see them, and I know you're going to have them.
Cool. Well, I have 4 frozen embryos. So in Alabama, I'm a mother of 4.
Oh, you are?
Well, just Alabama, I guess they make it. They consider them children. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you've got some kiddos coming to you, that's
Cool.
for sure. Healthy babies, the way I see.
Should I put them in all at once so I can be like them and
No.
have multiples? Well, I'm a twin, so it might just happen anyway.
Oh, yeah, don't do it then. You'll have like 6 in there.
I can't believe it.
That
You
would
guys
be
have triplets. That's so crazy. You guys have triplets. It's so wild.
God, I couldn't
That's such a
imagine.
wild thing.
No, now the technology is so good that if you put 1 in or whatever, 2, they work, In the
Yeah.
old days, it was like, well, if we put 5 in, maybe 1 will make it.
And then they're like, whoops.
And then Dr. Drew's sperm came along, and that was it. It was like,
It was doing push-ups and shit. I want my sperm to fight to the death. I want there to be like a battle, a medieval battle. See which
Well, you
one
may
wins.
get pregnant even before you have to use those.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's all good.
I know he's young too. He's a fast one. So.
So are you on birth control because she does great?
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yes. No. I am. Yeah.
If you're not ready yet, she's letting you know. You
To
might
watch
get-
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't, you'll be pregnant before you know it.
Yeah. Okay.
And are you a fraternal twin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think you were an identical twin. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, fraternal. And then I also feel like you didn't want to come here alone.
Yeah.
So the two of you just decided to come together.
Yeah. I just dragged him with me. I kicked him out too. I came out feet first after him.
Oh, makes sense.
I busted his ass out.
Hey, Drew, can you move that mic out of the picture?
I got this for you, sir. Why don't you work out on camera in front of us? I love how hot you guys are. It's really kind of amazing. I was doing a live stream on the way up here. I was like, this is a quite good looking couple.
It's her.
This is a wild, just hotties.
He's cuter with me, right?
Yeah, of course. No, it would be a weirdo. Just loose. Dr. Drew loose would have been so weird. Like, who is this man?
Oh my gosh, we were doing a magazine shoot, or he was. They called and said, "Hey, Pasadena Magazine, we want you to come on and be one of the greatest of Pasadena or whatever." And they were like, "Okay, we're going to come over and shoot Drew, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Okay, fine."
Yeah.
So I set up the house, and I showed them all these different places, and I was running around the house, and they didn't go, "Oh, gee, he's married to you. Like,
Yeah.
do you want to be in the article or
Yeah.
nothing?" Like, I was like, good, I'm off the hook. I don't have to do anything. This will be great. So then I had to run out and do a thing, and they had a backdrop on the driveway, taking a picture of him in an "I Love Pasadena" t-shirt, which looked really weird. But it was, the whole house I had to show them, and then they end up using this picture with a backdrop on the driveway. And I said, "Oh, can I get a picture of us?" Like, just
Yeah,
to
yeah,
have,
of course,
since
yeah.
I was running. So they get it back, and they're like, "Can we use this picture?" And I'm like, "No."
Like I was moving furniture around. Yeah.
I was like, "Okay." I said, "Did he say anything nice about me in the article?" Like, they didn't even ask him anything about me.
They're just end friend.
I was like, okay. So I was like, well, I was part of Hillsides, so I sent him a picture of me like at a benefit for a fundraiser in Pasadena that we've been affiliated with over the years. I was like, they didn't have any dirt on me, like he didn't.
Yeah.
But of course they put it in there, and I was like, God, I would have had my hair and makeup done.
Yeah,
Come on.
had it all done.
So
Well,
I feel like
a natural beauty.
I give Drew a little street cred, you know.
Yeah.
They didn't really realize it until they got here. So, but
Of course.
I appreciate being married to him. I think that he is the beacon of light in Pasadena. So,
Oh, hopefully a little more than Pasadena.
and the world, yeah. But I mean, Pasadena, we had to start somewhere. So
Yeah.
we've lived here a long time. But
It's gorgeous.
anyways, enough about me. Let's talk more about the.
Well, there's a woman here from the other side that wants to communicate because I'm a medium. But you know what? It's kind of geared to your fiance also. And when I'm looking, I see him, and I see the female more going towards him. So I feel like
Uh-oh.
not a
My
woman.
grandmother's trying to bang him. She's a bitch. Gaga.
No, I think it's somebody who
Oh, is that what you called her?
just wants to make sure that you are a good guy. But so far, so good.
Yeah.
She seems to be fine with that.
Everybody likes Todd.
But she also wanted you to wear, and this is pretty common, her jewelry. So,
Wow, I'm glad I brought my purse because my mom found like recently, she found this necklace at my grandmother's.
oh, wow.
That my grandmother died when when my mom was pregnant with me and my brother when I was in utero.
Oh.
So I never got to meet her. And then my mom found this like right when she found the emerald for our ring. She found this and my grandfather had left like a note and said maybe Anna will.
Oh, sorry. Oh, God.
Oh, is that what I just said?
Yes.
Oh wow.
No, I'm looking on now because I can't see their comments. I want to see their comments. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Well,
It always gets you in
Can I
trouble
hold
when you
it?
want to see the comments, right?
Yeah, no,
Doesn't
I have
it?
the volume on full blast.
Yeah.
It's you're always
That's
outed.
beautiful.
I always try to secretly look.
So
at
those are
comments.
like
They're
crystals from
amethyst. Yeah.
From amethyst. Oh wow! Even
Yeah.
so, let me guess. Like, is that a?
Yeah, it's pretty, but she wishes you would wear it sometime.
Oh, sure.
I know. You know why I don't wear necklaces? They're annoying to put on and off.
Well, it has a
They're
little
hard.
clasp in there.
Yeah,
But,
especially if you have
it'll
fake
bring you
nails.
some good luck,
Yeah.
especially because it's amethyst.
I know. I bring it in my purse all the time. But it was cool. I felt like she was reaching out to me.
Yeah. Well, she does. Even though you never got to meet her and she passed before you were born, you still have a connection to her.
Yeah.
A pretty strong one, actually.
Yeah.
But I don't think she was born in California.
No, she was born in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you were thinking of New York. And she's my mom's adopted mom, but she's the one. Maybe
She never, no, it's her, for sure. And she likes to, well, she'll give you signs of, like I tell a lot of people, this is very common, hummingbirds will come right up to you and fly right in your face. So if that happens, that's from your grandmother.
That's cool.
And then also, you have a big, big project that's going to be coming up that could be very lucrative. And as long as you have enough time for it, it's right there for you, right in front of you.
Cool.
Do you know about it yet?
I've been eternally working on my comedy special. I've been working on my comedy special for just a long time.
No,
so.
but I think it's going to finally come to
yeah,
pass.
cool.
How does
Yeah.
that work? Like working on your comedy special?
Like I just decided I'm going to do a special. So I've been in comedy 15 years and I haven't done a special yet. And I'm trying to sort of break through whatever my fears are around that because it's definitely a fear-based thing. The reason I haven't released one yet. So now I'm just in the process of trying to kind of piece all of my hour together and
Yep, you're almost there.
yeah.
So I would say that it's, coming from 24 to 2025, it looks like it's going to come to pass for sure. And
is that like for Netflix or something?
Well, it's not like where it's going is not the I don't know yet. Yeah. So that would be figuring out, but sure. Let's say that.
yeah, I don't really know if it's Netflix, but I get a lot about Paramount, but is that something that would be on?
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's just
We'll
leave it
see.
there.
Let's do it, baby. We know it's not going to be YouTube because
Paramount Plus is that-
Rumble
Yeah.
is all we have now.
Yeah, Rumble. I know YouTube.
YouTube's such a bummer.
Yeah, it might be Paramount Plus.
Cool.
Okay, so that's going to be very exciting for you.
So move it forward. Come on, make Rebecca a truth sayer.
What's that? Oh, ask her stuff?
No, like just make her.
That's right.
Her truth be told.
Well, I would like to push it back to Netflix myself, but that's how I smush her back to Netflix.
Did you already?
No, I just would like it to be Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Well, put it out there. It's not that it can't be, but
of course,
you do have to do a little bit, obviously, due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of stuff coming about your dad in here now.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very strong. But he's alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he wasn't coming from the other side.
Yeah.
He was very much alive.
Oh, it's coming from. Okay, so you said it's your
My mom was adopted, so it's her adopted mom that we're talking about.
in
And then I have-
spirit.
Yeah.
Mhm. But your biological father is alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I see him.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
I was
he's
going to have another
83.
guest on today, and he also had an adopted mom.
Oh, yeah. It's
And
an interesting.
His
You know
dog
what?
got sick, and he.
Oh,
couldn't
really?
Do it.
Oh,
I know.
Well, but your father likes to hear what you're doing.
yeah.
Yeah, he's really interested in. I don't know how much he tells you, but he's very proud of you.
Oh, yeah. No,
Okay.
my dad, yeah, he texted me yesterday, really cute, like just out of nowhere. Just thinking about you. You don't have to call back. Love you. Yeah, he's 83. He was in the hospital
Boy.
like almost a month ago, and it was a good wake up call for the family. He ended up being fine, but it was
Well, that's good.
Get the special done.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's really good. But I picked him up a lot. So it's,
Yeah.
and he was, we pick our parents. I don't know if you know that before we come here, even adopted
I
parents.
did.
Yes.
I have a bad picker.
It was all the lessons you had to learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
I know I'm mad at my mom right now, but I do love her, and I'm releasing it. I did a nice ketamine journey that helped release it.
It is that way.
It's funny because I saw your dad very
Yeah.
strongly, or felt him
Yeah.
around you. I knew he was alive. And all right, well, I'm glad you came in with you and your brother. You said, I know it was fraternal, so that's brother. You said, he, you've known him before too.
Maxine?
Yeah. And he, but I don't know if he's quite as humorous as you are.
He's funny, but he's more reserved, and
Yeah.
we're not that close. I've come to terms with it, and I'm at peace with it because I've taken his wife and his daughters as mine, so I don't no longer need him. I don't need his attention. I'm like, I got the girls.
Well, you know what? You got him to come in with you, so that was good.
Yeah.
And then, but there is a very, very, very strong pull also to Michigan. Does that mean anything to you?
I guess I had some boyfriends from Michigan, and I decided I banned myself from. I quit dating Michigan guys because I felt they were quite boring. And no offense, guys, you're fucking boring. Boring as hell and indecisive. But
Now, nothing against your fiance. I just one is thought about you lately and kind of
yeah,
keeps. Not that he would ever be a threat to anybody, but he keeps tabs on you a little bit.
Well, enjoy.
She's taken.
Enjoy the pod. Subscribe, comment, like, click the bell, sir.
And then also, I feel like your health is good. I'm not a doctor,
Yeah.
but your health looks really good.
Yeah.
So that's not a
You
problem.
lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, thank you for noticing.
That's good.
Everyone's always like, you didn't lose that much weight. I'm like, can we stop this nonsense? Yes, I did, and it's
No,
fine.
you look good. You look really good.
Yeah, I lost 30 pounds.
What the picture that we used of you, was that recent?
I have no clue which picture they sent. I couldn't
You
even
had a
imagine.
leopard-looking outfit on.
They sent that one again?
It's cute.
Oh my God. I think my manager was mad at me because like midnight last night, I was like, can you do this?
Oh, it was last night.
You fucking bitch.
And also the name that's coming really through. I'm pretty well known for the names, and I'll just pull them out of my hat. I hear them. Is the name David? Are you involved with the David right now? It might be work related.
David.
Keep it in mind, even
Okay.
if you don't know,
Sure.
because I feel it has something to do with your entertainment.
Sure.
And
Well, that's Drew's real name.
Get my special made, sir. Why are feet? By the way, does your husband have a foot fetish? Can you tell me the truth? Tell me about this, because he was on my show and I mentioned that guys want to see my feet. He got my socks off like it was a first date in college. Like, I'm not even kidding. I couldn't believe how fast my feet were out, and I was like, "You have to have a foot fetish." She's like, No, I don't. And I'm like, and people in the comments like, the way that he was able to get my shoes off was so funny. Todd was there. Was that so funny? He's like, no, I swear. And he's like, well, you have Snow White feet. And I was like, that's so crazy to say that. But I'm looking at your Snow White feet. And I'm actually drawn to your feet right now, so I can kind of
I have
understand.
no foot anything. That's why I don't care.
He gives a good foot rub, though. I gotta admit.
Interesting.
Drew, you want to pop in here since
Why don't you
your
show some
name-
feet in? Oh, sorry.
Since your name just came up,
Where would I pop?
just pull that chair over
On
and
that mic?
I love seeing you guys at your home. It's so cool.
thank you.
Seeing people more, like, not that you guys weren't comfortable at Tim Dillon's house,
We
but
gotta get the.
Well, since your birth name is David, have you guys ever worked together, the two of you?
yeah, we've podcasted and stuff together.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I'm a bad friend.
How?
Because I can't get to you.
You are a good friend. No, listen, I never know where Drew is. I forget. I'm so ADD. I will just like have a question I want to ask him. And I'm very cocky with my board that I have access to Drew. Like if vaping was good or bad. I literally was just like having a conversation with someone at like 11 p.m. and I was like, hold on, let me call Dr. Drew, not realizing what time it was or anything. He's in New York. I'm like waking probably your whole family
Good
up.
morning.
He's like, hello? And he's such a nice person. Like,
No, I feel like it's got to be an emergency.
I know. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, is vaping good or bad? He was like, I'll call you tomorrow. I was like, oh, my bad. He's like yawning and
That's
waking
why
up.
I hate. Is this thing on? Am I good? Test.
You guys
Testing. There we go.
have
Well, I
closed.
still don't
didn't
think it's on.
consider.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. It sounds on.
Okay, good. So it's why I hate texting, because I was doing, my real serious workaholism. I was attached to a pager. And when that thing went off, that meant I need you immediately.
Right.
And so I still have literally a physical reaction when somebody
Yes.
texts me. My heart rate goes up, my blood pressure goes up.
And it buzzes like
I'm like,
yeah.
okay, I'm ready. What do you want? What do you need? And then I can't not respond. It's
Yeah.
impossible.
I had pagers socially because I was in middle school when they came out.
That was just the drug trade. That was different.
No, mine was really like, it was for no good. It was
Yeah,
never
I'm
for
sure it
good.
was no
And there was no
good.
boundaries involved at all.
This other thing she calls me about all the time.
All right,
Boundaries.
my prediction is that you two are going to work further together.
Cool.
Well, if I can get out
I'm
to
in.
Santa Monica, we'll be next
I'm
week.
in,
but
baby.
but I feel so guilty that she schleps all the way out here, and she's asked me today's Avogadro's number of times to come out to Santa Monica. I'm like, I'm trying.
No,
it's hard
look.
to get out there. You see it now. You see what it is to get here.
It's a lot. It's
Yeah,
a lot.
thank you.
No. I completely understand. It's very disrespectful to even ask people to come to.
No, it's not. That's okay. Now you're guilting me.
No. I'm not judging you. No, I'm saying when I text people, I go, it's in. I announce that it's in Venice first.
I said we could just do it today. Just let's pretend it's your podcast, or let's do your podcast after this in this
I can
studio.
listen. I can hijack anything.
Yeah, well, that's part of that
Very
pager
easy.
stuff you used to
It
do.
is.
You
I
have,
had a pager. Those were the
Why
days.
did you have a pager?
Because she was cool. It was cool.
I was a travel agent. You don't remember?
Oh, no. Do you have it for that, or do you have it for like
Yes.
the driving?
Yes, I needed it so that if somebody needed travel help,
Oh,
I
that's
could-
amazing.
And then I had a flip phone.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, those were the days.
When I quit drinking, but my drinking was at its height, it was the flip phone days, and I would wake up with like so fucked up, and my cell phone would be in different two pieces in
Oh,
separate
wow,
parts
look
of
at
the
you.
house.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I'd be like, ah! I'm glad I quit drinking before iPhones. I'd been just breaking a computer every day.
another thing is going to be, I mean, this is a common thing, people buy houses, but I do see that you and your fiance are going to buy a couple of different properties.
I like that.
Wow.
That's in the plan.
That's a good
That's
idea.
in the plan.
Yeah, so that's
I never
good.
like looking for one home, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Like, where do I want to spread out?
Look around Pasadena while you're here.
Yeah.
I know it's nice, Todd. Every time we go anywhere, Todd's like, we could live here.
I'll take you out. Forget this. We'll go out and look.
Okay,
Somebody
so-
called Todd the Reptile King.
He is. Oh, that's cute. He got us into reptiles. You haven't been over. We have like 6 snakes and 7 geckos.
He sits during the show, and I was struck by how tall he actually.
Yeah,
is.
I know.
He's
a tall, handsome man.
Go tall in my head, and then
Yeah.
he walked in. I'm like, shit, that's tall.
Well, I bring up that he's Asian all the time because everyone thinks he's Mexican, so I have to like let everyone know he's Asian. But
What
he
kind of Asian?
like half Laotian.
Laos. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Exotic Asian.
We want to have I did not have any interest in our wedding at all. I'm like special. And then when we were home for his birthday, all of the Asian side of the family came over and the white side came over. And I'm looking at the Asian people. I'm going, I do love these. I mean, his aunts are really They are just so funny because they're all traumatized because they had to
Get away from
escape.
the war.
Yeah, they've been walking over minefields and
The
stuff.
was also the Khmer Rouge was at their door, right?
Yes, and his dad was his grandfather was a spy, so they got snuck out.
Oh my.
So they were like hiding all the time, and
Yeah.
but so they're hilarious. So they're funny and drunk and just so fun, like just so in the moment and great.
And people that have that kind of experience can put everything in sort of relative context.
Of course.
We have a friend whose father was a Chinese national in sort of during the Japanese invasion, Second World War, and was in prison camp twice and
Wow.
escaped twice. Am I getting that right? And
It's
so
like you
when-
can't take them back
and
after the
so our
second
friend, when he was
time.
growing up, whenever he had trouble, his father would just go, "Are you a prisoner in a Japanese camp? Are you trying to escape Japanese soldiers? Are they chasing you? Okay, you don't have any problems."
I know that is true. It's like so sad for people that come, they come sacrifice to come to America and their kids are like pissed that they don't have
The right iPhone.
exactly.
All right, sorry, Rebecca.
You guys
know.
are
She's
fine
trying
over
to
there.
tune in and we're
So, anyways,
distracting.
my mic is weak apparently, so we need to turn up a little bit. I'm looking at the Rumble rants here. And, my friend Claire was a travel agent for 47 years. Wow, that's a long
47
time.
years, wow.
Yeah, how long were you a travel agent for?
For like 15 years.
You see, people are like probably crazy, right?
Yeah, so I did corporate. I just did it for fun because I
cool.
was raising 3 kids and I needed something to do and I wanted
Yeah.
to be on a computer and travel the world. And it was fun to know.
You could like manifest where you're gonna go, and
put
you would know all
people
the
on
good
a
stuff.
trip,
Yeah.
But no, I really loved it. But it was 9/11 that made me stop.
She had
Yeah.
to get people home during 9/11. From
Yeah, and I had a
overseas.
couple
Oh my
people
God.
that were traveling, and one of them was in New York, and she worked downtown in the financial in the actual building that went down, and I was freaking out, but she was okay. And then another guy was in Europe, and it took a while to get him home, but it kind of made me feel weird about putting people in airplanes.
Of course, yeah. And then everything got so crazy. It was so insane right around then
Yeah,
too.
it was a
traveling.
lot, but I really liked it. It was sort of a fun job. I still do it, Well, now everybody has the internet. You don't have to
Yeah.
have an airline computer anymore. You can just go on AmericanExpress.com and do it all. But okay, so Rebecca, we want you to keep tapping in here.
Oh.
Oh,
That means
And lean into
Drew,
the-
she wants you to
ADD is
shut
good,
up.
but you know what's good? You know what I notice about you? He'll tap me, like when he sees me start to interrupt, he just taps me and I go, because I've never been disciplined in my life. I'm
he
like,
does
like
that.
starved for
Yeah, he does
discipline.
that to
Like,
me
oh.
all the time.
I always say the only boundary I had as a kid was when McDonald's wouldn't let you have breakfast
Oh, yeah.
after
That's
11.
rough. That's rough. That's
But I liked it. I was like, thank you for saying no to me. Nobody's ever done this.
All right. Well, there's you don't only have a lot about it's about the future, your show, your children, your
Isn't that crazy? You think you're going to have children?
I mean, it is something that I have put in my I have a thing in my head where I have to get certain things done, make enough money, and then I can consider having kids. That's why I froze my eggs, which I'm not against that, but it does make me sometimes I get a little paranoid where I'm like, oh wait, am I going to wait too long? So thank you I appreciate that. It gives me
Yes.
some relief. I appreciate you
okay,
saying that.
good, and it'll be fine. You'll
Yeah.
have enough money.
Yeah.
It always seems like, the universe provides for you
Yeah.
for whatever you need. And that's kind of what you have.
I need my children to not know me very well. I want them to speak Spanish.
That would be optimal.
Yeah. For their sake, yes.
That's so funny. And they're very, very good looking. So that's good. Not that you
Aw.
wouldn't like them if they were ugly, but you know what I mean?
I know, a little uggo though. It'd be
No.
cute to have one little ugly one.
No, don't say that. Oh, God. And then also, there's it's not Susan's cat. I see a cat around you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you have a kind of a fluffy, long-haired cat before?
No, I had dogs. I dated a guy that had cats, and I tried my best.
No, how about Mike? Do you like cats?
Todd. Uh-oh.
I mean, Todd.
My shaman calls them the wrong name too. Nobody thinks it's going to be you, Todd.
I thought for sure his name was Mike. That is weird.
Maybe because he's behind the mic. Maybe you need to be rapping. He's got 2 rappers in his family, his dad
He
and
looks
his
like a
brother.
Mike, not a Matt.
Yeah.
He does look like a Mike.
Yeah.
He's a Todd though.
Whatever.
Well, Drew,
Nobody knows Todd's name, by the way.
Corolla
It's,
had 10 minutes on the name Todd.
that's so funny. No, I know. Todd is a name.
Yeah.
Todd's a.
Do you like cats?
No.
Oh.
He's allergic to them.
He eats the reptile.
Always allergic to. Yeah, you like
he
the
feeds
reptiles.
cats to his reptiles. So maybe it's Drew. You're looking over her shoulder.
No,
Are you a cat guy?
We had cats.
No, it's not your cats. It's another one, but I'm going to keep it there.
It's probably Robin's. Robin's a big cat lover.
No, because sometimes cats just show up. But if they do, you're allergic, so you can't have it anyway. But it's a sign of good luck.
Cool.
So don't look for it. It will find you.
Maybe like a mountain lion that we tame.
No.
And put in our reptile room.
But I do see a bearded dragon around you.
He wants one. That's so annoying that you said that. It's really, you've done me dirty.
I don't know even anything about bearded dragons, okay? But I actually see that you will get one if you really want one.
Well, he gets whatever he wants, but here's the thing. He tricked me. I was groomed into getting all these reptiles. Right before the engagement, he came out as a reptile guy. We had no reptiles. I've never heard him mention them once. And then all of a sudden, he's like, I think we should get this or that. And it just ended up becoming, we have a whole, basically, zoo. And then all of a sudden, he can't go on the road with me, right? So he's got to stay home. Because he hates traveling. And I was just forcing him. I was making him be my bitch, to be honest. And they called it, someone told me that, Pauly Shore told me that they call the boyfriend or the husband of a female comedian that goes around with like their merch, the suitcase daddy or something like that. You're just carrying my suitcase, which is what I tried to force him into, but then he got the reptiles. And a bearded dragon needs a lot of attention, so that would be one where he'd really be able to get out of all the trouble.
long-
Sorry to tell you.
You can have it. It's
He's
okay.
getting it.
How
Yeah.
long do bearded dragons live? Like,
They all live so long, Susan, and thank you for saying that, because we will be outlived by many creatures in our house right now. We just got a turtle that's definitely gonna. It's this big right now, but it's gonna get big. We named it after Tim Dillon. I want to
you
encourage
did?
him on his weight loss journey.
Oh, so did he go on Ozempic too?
I think I don't think he's gonna do it. I don't know if he's doing it or not.
He's also. You must have told him it's okay to call me anytime, because he will occasionally call me.
Tim and I have a very similar vibe.
Yes.
Of just, oh wait, are other people living other lives right now? Our bad.
I don't care. I don't know.
love my
so-
Timmy. No, we care later. After when we realize, we go, oh shit. I love my Tim Dillon.
He's the
So
best.
cute. He really
That was
is
the last
best.
time we saw Annie. Was at his house.
No, I want to come up behind him and like stab Ozempic into his neck. I'm like, don't peace out on me, Tim. I need you.
I made the mistake of telling him some of the scary stuff that can happen. He wanted to hear it, and that was it.
I didn't care. He said that to me. I go, well,
Sort of funny because the psychic that is in the wings right now wanted to talk about Ozempic.
oh, really interesting.
Like about a week ago, she says, "Oh, I want to talk about the future of Ozempic,"
Okay.
and I was like, "Oh, here you are talking about Ozempic. Isn't that kind of weird?"
Yeah.
So maybe we should bring her on to talk about.
My stomach just went, do we want to hear the future of Ozempic right now?
No, I went on Ozempic.
Yeah.
And of course, I gained 5 pounds.
That's so funny.
It's true. I'm like, this isn't working. I'm gaining instead of losing. So I just gave it up. You know, it didn't work for me.
Should we tune Khalees in, introduce her, and take a break, and then go to the? What do you think about that, Jay?
I want to go check out my Tumblr real quick.
I think you have an OnlyFans too.
There's no OnlyFans.
For your feet.
Something must be private.
Your feet have an OnlyFans.
There's no feet OnlyFans.
Not with your name on it.
I'm too molested to have an OnlyFans.
Are we calling out
jerk off to my feet? I'm so mad. I'm like, when I found out guys would jerk off to me,
Khalees
I'm so mad.
Simone?
Why?
Can you
got
hear me?
I
offended?
thought it was like, I just thought it was my.
Is she in the
I
hizzy?
thought there was one space that wasn't getting. jerked
So
off
we're
to.
If it is for men.
hello, Khalees. Let's see if we have some audio.
I don't hear it.
Oh boy, you need to refresh again. I'm so sorry. The VMix. Blech. Okay, she's here. Refresh.
Oh, I see her. She's so cute.
Yeah, she's very cute. So she's highly sought after for her accurate readings by celebrities and CEOs worldwide, and she can be. She's refreshing her VMix. There she is. Can you hear us?
Testing 1 2. I can hear you guys.
Oh, we
you hear
had
me?
you earlier.
It's good. It's because
No,
I'm blocking her emotionally because I don't want to hear this fucking future of Ozempic shit. I'm emotionally like, no, bitch. Not today.
I feel I don't know. Well, we should let Khalees discuss it first, but I'll give the facts. Okay. And you can turn your
Sometimes,
headset
Kaleb,
off.
you have to log out and log back in again too.
And by
I'm
the
on a
way,
semi-glutide, very low dose.
and by the way, I'm not against anything. I just think people have to assess the risk and do what they do. You know, it's okay.
I'm not a good
and
candidate
and
for
the lower
that.
dose, the better.
Yeah, of course. A tiny little dose.
Well,
Teensy
you
little
look
dose.
great. So when you
I
get
feel good. I have my ADD. I feel good.
when you get
Tell me
Like
if that's any
cognitively,
better.
yeah.
Too.
Well, no alcohol.
I know, but did it make it less?
I never even think about
Okay.
alcohol's out.
So this is the miracle of this platform we call vMix. It always gives us audio problems.
This is so cool. I love a live show. That's so neat.
Yeah.
Streaming is the
We'll
future.
figure it
It
out.
really
Yeah.
is. You guys got to do some
But
streaming
if-
shows.
Yeah.
If you log out, did you log out and log in again?
Because people like being part of an audience where they're is live and they're a
Of
part
course,
of it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like just like what TV used to be.
I know. I get myself into so much trouble though.
Why?
Okay, try again.
by
Oh, I
saying-
just
saying-
run my mouth.
Give us a 1,
saying
2, 3,
shit.
go.
Okay, Rebecca, if she did a streaming show, would she get into trouble?
Refresh or
would she
just
say something
speak into the
dumb
microphone?
and have real like be canceled?
Well, let me look. And I want to just say it.
Canceling.
Okay, hold on.
Canceling's not
Hold
real.
on, slow down. I'm asking, not you.
Can you hear us, Kaleb?
I don't think so.
So go ahead, do a streaming show. Run your mouth.
I just start slurring.
You do, try
I
right
think
now.
if you
Just say whatever
log
you
out
want.
and log back in,
See
it might help.
See if we can get canceled on your behalf. Oh my god.
No, some of the biggest comedians, you have to like kind of get canceled now, I think, to make it.
Well, I think if you're at least creating a shitstorm, you know you're challenging
Of course.
the status quo. And the whole thing about comedy and about the press, I thought was about maybe not comedy so much, but at least challenging the power,
Yeah, no, I
challenging the
think
elite.
so, yeah.
And maybe truth to power is one way of looking at it. And comedy was absent during COVID. It shocked me. It was one of the many, many, many shocks I had.
Oh
during
no,
COVID.
there were Zoom shows that nobody wanted to be a part of. People were trying. It was crazy. But that's why podcasts really blew up then.
A lot of
'Cause there was
that's what I was
something,
saying today on my stream show is that in a way they did us a weird favor because it created all these opportunities to do these interesting things that you're doing, I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
Susan's doing, Rebecca's doing, and the audiences are hungry for that stuff. And
Yeah.
so it's a
It
new
definitely
world.
shifted everything. And Todd is an editor and he works at home, which
How'd
is
you guys meet?
amazing. He used to work in the basement at the Comedy Store. He was their editor of their podcast studio.
The Comedy Store.
Yeah. And then I plucked him. He was Basement Todd. I plucked him. I go, you're not supposed to be with
Okay.
these people. You're supposed to be with these people. Now
I
he's
heard-
an Emmy Award winner. Works
I
on
heard
Netflix.
this squealy little
Congratulations.
voice in the background.
Aw.
Maybe it's coming through.
Squealy voice. How dare
Come
you?
on. Hello, Kaleb.
I don't have-
Oh, for Christ's sakes. Wait,
Annie,
so-
I'll keep talking. Don't
I
worry
would
about it.
lose my
Do you-
mind
If what?
if
Do
you
you
couldn't hear me
have the
talking.
audio
That's like
on,
the private nightmare
on the
about that on a regular
roadcaster?
basis.
My worst case.
That's
Getting
your-
the hiccups is hard enough.
That's your being on stage not knowing lines
Oh.
dream. Anxiety.
No, when I
dream.
get the hiccups, I'm like, how dare my own body interrupt me?
What questions do you have for Rebecca?
Let's see. I'm excited for my windfall of money to come in. I'm just wondering, maybe like a timeline of when that comes.
She's thinking about it.
Between now and 13 months.
Oh, next year.
I like it.
So you could take us to Europe?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll have her plan the trip. Look at this cute outfit. So
That's
cute.
the only thing she knows.
How to be cute.
Yes, what else would you like to know?
You must be doing pretty well to have no questions.
Well, I'm doing a lot of work. I'm just doing a lot of work on because I was having anxiety, and then I've been doing
About the
work
future or
on
about-
yeah, about future. I'm just having a lot of like blocks and fear creatively putting my special out. If I don't get a streaming, if I don't put it on a streaming platform, YouTube, all my jokes are about pedophile. They're great. My material's so good, and it's like really like I feel like it's very to the edge. It's like really good.
Yeah.
It's very strong. I like the message I'm giving, but YouTube would never survive on YouTube. So that's like a thing that causes me anxiety.
I also see Italy around you.
Ooh,
So I think there's definitely a trip to Italy.
cool.
And,
She's taking all of us
yep.
Yeah, let's go.
after the
baby.
windfall.
But it's not just like for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I think you get to stay a little longer than that.
Ah,
Yeah.
like in a villa or something?
Yeah, I don't know. He probably gets a
that what you wanna
snake
do?
babysitter.
Yeah, we got a guy. He did kill one of our frogs, but it's fine.
You could do shows from there. Well, you have to be strong, the internet.
suppose.
I would just have to find an expat
Send her the
community.
Zoom
There's always a way.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's hard to do vacations.
Yeah.
For you guys?
I like doing comedy.
Yeah. See,
I just love my
but how
job.
nice,
Yeah.
though. But how great. I feel the same way. I
See
like
if we can
work
get this
so
to work.
much.
And
Yeah, it's
I
so
would send
fun.
her
It's
the
so
same Zoom link.
crazy
Yeah.
what the world is now that we get to work in.
I
It's
know.
wild to me.
It's hard for me to not find a way to turn my vacation into work.
Yeah. Or you, but it's even more fun when you go with a purpose to vacation. I mean, you're there for a reason, something to do, something, meet, work with people, and local people in particular.
You guys are
Yeah.
so
Oh,
sweet to keep this show
I have-
going
I have-
while we're working.
I mean, I'm trying to not just be like,
Annie and I never get. Annie will be calling me about all this shit
I
eventually
know.
anyway. So I want to get it all out now,
At
so I don't
least
get the
it's, yeah,
phone
there's,
calls.
and there's a camera. At least we'll get a little bit of content out
No,
of it.
you guys keep going.
But I have a question for Rebecca. What's going to happen? What's going to happen with the French Assembly? Any sense of that? They're driving me insane. The French. You know what's going on there?
No.
Okay. 46% of France voted for this right-wing party under Marie Le Pen. So the Macron dissolved the government, said, I don't want to work with those guys. And the left formed this huge coalition where they muscled out the right, and now they've got about 3/5 of the assembly, and which now no one wants to work at the left. They've been bizarre. Mélenchon stood up like Lenin and said, I'm now in control of this country.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, oh, shit, I can't believe what he's saying. Well, the next day I was listening to French news, and they couldn't believe it either. So
Yeah.
he got pushed back. In the meantime,
That's so embarrassing, by the way, to be like, I'm taking control, and everyone's like, no, you're not.
it was crazy. He's a communist.
Yeah.
He's actually a communist. It was like Lenin getting us going. Here we go, New Russia.
Yeah.
And Macron is still the president, and he has to name a prime minister.
Okay.
And that prime minister has to help the government function, or it gets dissolved again in a year. And it's essentially a three-partite country now. It's sort of the National Front Populaire, the Popular Front, the Socialist Communists, and then the Rights and the Republicans. So what is he going to do, Macron? He's
No, can you text?
Give it to me.
Well, I think there's another person
Yes.
that is not in the forefront right now that he's maybe will slide in there.
that makes sense to me.
Does it?
given-
Because I don't know anything about
Well,
that.
but given the challenge that he's up against, I think he has to do something like that. Is it going to be a centrist, somebody that kind of makes everybody happy in some weird way? Or is it going to be an acceptable right or an acceptable left? Like a left that's acceptable to the right, or a right that's acceptable to the left?
The idea that you've gotten interested and
In French politics?
and the politics that are not the nightmare that's here that you're not
you know
even
why?
like.
The nightmare that's
Are
here.
you like deflecting your own?
No. I people
on the Zoom.
people who listen to my pod know this story. I was
She's on the Zoom.
I went to Greece
Khalees
and I had
is on
long
Zoom.
COVID before
Okay.
we went. And I had really bad brain fog and stuff. And I thought, I had this feeling that if I learned languages, it would help me get over it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So I learned Greek.
Cool.
And I learned it fast. It was weird.
Yeah.
And I had better accent than I should have. It was like getting hit in the head and waking
Yeah,
up speaking Chinese or something. But when we got home, I went, F it, I'm going to get my French together. So I've studied French over the years. Well, no one ever actually taught me to speak it. And I
Yeah.
realize now that there's been a major deficiency. So I never could understand why I'd go to France and I couldn't quite articulate things. I understand now. But as a result, I started getting deeper into their history, and particularly the French Revolution. And all of a sudden I thought, oh my God, this is exactly what's going on here.
Yeah.
Now. Same exact dynamic,
Yeah.
same exact policies at issue. I mean, all the same shit all over again. And then Matthias Desmet, the guy that invented the mass formation theory, said, oh, this all goes back to the Jacobins and the French. I went, I knew it. Well, I kept kind of going deeper and deeper and deeper, and I saw the French going, we got to figure out, we got to look at the primary documents, because these people that we condemn are part of who we are as French people and part of our history. We need to kind of own it. I thought that's a change.
Right.
And,
And who were they condemning? But which people?
Well, like Napoleon, they
Okay.
condemned him
Are we
because he
good?
didn't cancel slavery in Guadalupe.
Okay.
But now they're going, well, now wait a minute. He didn't cancel slavery because there was a royalist uprising that put the slaves to work, and that's why he couldn't even do it. And so they're going, oh my God. Anyway, so I went deeper, and I could tell that the immigration thing was affecting them. I could
Okay.
tell that they were like fearful that Frenchness was going to go away. And so I followed it on into the politics, and this.
And now you're in.
Now I'm in. No.
Yeah, she's a Frenchophile.
Yeah, so I do feel that that'll happen, and that will cause more unity.
So they'll be able to do it. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the big question. Can
Yeah.
they unify or not?
Yes.
So you say yes. Okay.
Yes, I do. And then they might I don't know much about France, but are there different provinces or different?
Oh, yeah. All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, because that's the complicated part because of
Yes.
these different provinces
Yes.
and things.
And some of them are pretty messed up in terms
Yeah.
of belief systems.
So it's a little hard because this person that kind of slides in also wants to make those provinces safer.
Interesting. Well, the safety is their big thing.
Yeah.
That's what they're worried about. But again, what happens to them seems to presage what's happening here. It just does. They're like a year ahead of
Drew's a
us.
psychic today. He's going to do the rest of the show. So
No. I'm vamping to give you time to fix the sound
I think
problem.
we have Kaleb. We're going to try to
Okay.
see if we have some audio.
Oh, we're
on
getting
her.
Khalees.
Yeah, Kaleb. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Oh.
Okay.
It sounds a little odd, but
Oh, echo.
yeah, I've got an echo for myself.
Can we fix that?
There's twins there now. You're a twin.
I know, I like this. It's your Gemini energy.
Okay, turn down the volume on your speaker on your computer. It's picking up on your mic.
Oh, wow.
There.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Drew, if
Perfect.
So what happened was I had logged in Zoom, and as I logged in Zoom, it picked me up on the other
I know.
platform. So I was
Oh,
just
we got
logged in twice.
both. Okay, all
you're
right,
like,
good.
"Ah,
All right.
no problem."
Annie, hi.
Hi.
So,
It's
so
nice to speak to
we
you.
were talking about French politics and also Ozempic.
You
So-
look French.
And yeah, so but Rebecca's
Bonjour.
because we're working with this new platform and everything. We're just we're going through the motions here. So and we did it. So thank you for coming. Your head's a little cut off. You could move to the right a little bit. Left way, the other right. Okay,
Oh,
good.
I see
The
what's
left,
going
right
on.
to the right.
Perfect.
Thanks. Yep.
So on the teleprompter, Reese, it says, I want to announce you. I have this thing now. I have a teleprompter. I never had that before.
Fancy.
I know.
Okay, let's do this.
And everybody needs to know about Kaleb. She's a highly sought after for her accurate readings by celebs and CEOs worldwide. She can be seen on Fuse TV, Radiance Talks on the Brooklyn Public Network in New York. Kaleb has also been featured in the Courier Mail, F Magazine, New York Post, Pedestrian TV, Yahoo News, and Australia. TV and Yahoo, and on News Australia, pardon me. And she's been on Calling Out many times before. She is currently in, I don't know if I'm allowed to say where you are if you want me to, but we were friends in New York
I'll ask Rebecca where you were.
during she was in New York during the pandemic. She lived there before she moved to where she is now, and one day I want to do a whole COVID show with you and Drew and talk about that. But when we first started talking about a week ago, you said, I really want to talk about Ozempic. And I was like, I don't know why you want to talk about Ozempic. I was just kind of curious. And then all of a sudden, here we are. We've got a guest here who's taking it. And
Semaglutide, very low dose, lost 30 pounds, helping my ADD.
that's a
and
lot
everything.
of weight. And it's
Yeah.
not
It was
easy
over, like,
to do. It's like,
a while.
10 pounds. I lost 10 pounds on V-Shred, and I was so proud of myself. But I needed to lose 10 pounds.
Yeah.
But it took like a year.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've heard a lot of people taking Ozempic, and they really, really, really like it. And so,
I've had very positive experience with it myself. No stomach
I haven't
problems,
heard.
nothing.
I've heard good things so far. So, but there are some things, and it is kind of.
Look at her. She's got to break something to me.
Uh-oh.
No, I was just going to say, we don't have to talk about it today if it's going to be weird.
I
for
think she
Annie.
wants to.
Do you want to, though? I mean, I can just read for you or whatever Susan wants me to do. Rebecca's already on fire. She's been giving you some amazing messages. So if you want to go down the Ozempic path, we can do that. If you wanted me to just tell you some things about yourself, we can do that. What would
Let's
you
go
prefer?
me, baby. Let's go me. I look cute. My
Yeah.
ass hurts. It's bony now,
too.
but other than that,
So when I tune into your energy on a psychic note, one of the first things that I am seeing is you at a desk just grabbing scraps of paper, like, I've got to remember this, I've got to remember that, I've got to tell them this. And then, I heard earlier that you were in comedy, so I was like, oh, maybe she's putting together bits for a show. And then I realized, no, this is a memoir. So you may have bits that you put together and do in a show, but you're going to turn those bits into a book. There is, and you've already spoken about this, so this is more just confirmation. I definitely see some sort of Netflix special. And it's interesting that this comes up because the book, the special, published works will be out there, and then you're going to move. You're going to move out of California. You're going to move back to somewhere that feels like home. So it's either where you grew up or where your fiance grew up. It's somewhere that has more of a suburban kind of life. It may just be out of LA, but there's a feeling that like, okay. No,
well, I keep telling him I want to move back to Santa Fe, and then he's never been to Santa Fe. I lived there for 7 years.
Oh, wow.
And then he watches so much true crime stuff, and all of the worst true crimes always be like, Santa Fe County. I'm like, ah!
Santa Fe's beautiful.
Oh, it's so gorgeous, yeah.
Oh, there you go. And we'll come visit you.
Well, now that we've
But
got
when
your
you see her,
combo-
at least when she's grabbing those strips of paper, does she also grab her phone at 3 a.m. and call me?
No, it's in two
part of what
pieces
you're
on different
saying?
sides of the house. So not possible. I do feel like you guys will stay in touch though, because there's more work to be done between the two of you from a spiritual perspective. You guys still have some work here in the physical to put out. What's interesting though is, like, Annie, can I just tell you everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing a 30-year career with you. So you said you were like 15 years in. You've got another 10 or 15 up your sleeve. And then it gets to a point where you're like, I'm out of here. You know, you're kind of just like, you're done. I do feel that the money is there and you walk away because you literally just need some peace of mind. And it looks as though you turn and go down a spiritual path with your personal life. The spirituality in your family runs down your mother's side. So whether there's adoptions, whether there's biological parents, you are a soul group regardless, and you probably already know this from the relatives in your family. You match more with the people that would be on paper, your mom, dad, grandma, etc., rather than the biological connections. But it's your mother's lineage that is the psychic side. You're a bit witchy yourself. It'll come out more and more, particularly after you have children, and it's children plural as well, which is kind of cool, kind of fun.
That's what Rebecca said.
Yep, exactly. So just seconding what Rebecca got there. You're definitely going to be a mom. You're going to love it. But I do see this thing, and again, I'm not a doctor, right? So this can be interpreted so many ways. But I just see you with your hand on your stomach and on your lower back going, oh. Make sure that there's flow in your body. Make sure that you go for walks. Make sure that you do stretches regularly just to connect all the energy in your body, because
now, am I getting the Ozempic into the baby while I'm pregnant? Like, am I going through me into the baby?
I mean, that's
I believe that
your anxiety in your
Yeah, it could be anxiety, yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it was more just achiness and stiffness of like, hey, you know,
After having kids or before?
Lifted 4 toddlers in a row. No, this is like when you've got the kids.
After,
yeah. It's like after you've got
feeling.
kids and you're like, oh, my back. Yeah, I feel like it's a common thing. It didn't really strike me as anything too crazy. I do want you to start taking better care of your sun exposure, like on your skin and your arms. Just, you know, staying out of the sun. I feel like it's more preventative. Your theme in this life is going to be mental health, and you're going to be able to help a lot of people through that. So physical health, you're not going to be challenged that much, but mental health is going to be the theme that you explore and the gift that you give to the world. Your partner, your fiance, on the other hand, he's going to do different things. You know, for him, he might have more physical ailments, so you'll learn from each other. The good news is you don't have the same ailments, so you can always be there to help each other. Do you know what I'm saying?
That sounds like a marriage.
Yeah. Well, he does most. He does 90, I do 10% of the caretaking. I'm like, I have 10% in me. You do everything else.
Sounds like Andrew as well.
It is going to be an easy relationship in comparison to what you've been through. So I feel like I need to just pass over this collective sigh of relief from the spirit world that, like, you're going to be just fine in love, in marriage. Everything's so much easier than you thought it would be. And leading up to this, there were some pretty crummy experiences, but you can just get rid of those, throw them away. Like, they're not going to be part of your story or your journey of who you are in this life. You'll forget about them very, very soon.
The other relationships.
Yeah. You know how, like, sometimes things, PTSD, they keep coming up. You won't have that. I feel like as this relationship
I had a thing in high school. Does that go away? Because that kind of always comes up. And I'm always like, do I just do a fucking Netflix special about that? Do I just do like a...
The reason that needs to be written about.
Yeah, I know. I have to, and the school still exists.
I'm getting some words I can't repeat, but
fucking
like,
school.
Was Was it a teacher?
Yeah, but then the whole
yes.
school is like a whole
Certified-
system.
Was it one that's already been outed? Because there are a few of those.
I not really that. I talked about it on Marin. I never say the name of it and everything, but it's like I keep all new information keeps coming to me. And it is just a thing, but it's like I have like these issues with my parents around it. It's like I don't, every time I bring it up, it's like, it's just all the stuff with my parents comes back. So I'm just like, they're so old. It's like, what am I putting these people through? So sometimes I'm like, I don't know if it's like worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe once they're
it
gone.
comes up for you to write about it. Unfortunately, if you try to, and hopefully I'm wrong and I want you to prove me wrong on this, but I'm picking up that if you try to prosecute this person or take them to court, whatever, you won't be supported in your claims.
I already,
So
yeah, no,
other
I
people
already, when I was 16, did that.
Okay, you
so,
already know this?
Yeah.
Yeah, which
I already went to
sucks.
court.
I'm so sorry that that's not possible because
No,
it
it's
should
okay.
be.
I got 3 years probation.
And-
That was cool. That's
You need
great.
to
Whatever.
write
Just
about
jerk
it.
off on kids. But
Once you write about it, it'll go away.
yeah.
And you'll
Can
never
she
think about
use
it
it in her
again.
comedy,
And
though?
you'll
I
make
think
money.
she-
I
off
do.
it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do jokes about it. Yeah.
Oh,
But
it
that's why I
needs
can't
to
do it
be
on
in the comedy
YouTube
more
because
of it.
everything's like.
Yeah.
But my shit's good. It's like it's funny.
Yeah.
You know.
I do feel that you're going to be. There's like a title. I'm not sure what
Uh-oh.
the titles
What
are in
happened?
comedy, but it's like best
She drowned
female.
out.
She's no more.
She
Hi.
disappeared.
I hear her
my
again.
You're back.
What
Can you
happened?
hear me?
You're back.
The spirit's
Can you-
messing with you.
okay, you can hear
No,
me.
she doesn't hear
So
us.
best,
Oh, no,
best
she's gone.
female.
She's going in and out.
The spirit's
That's
coming
weird.
through. Rebecca's shaking
my
her head
teacher
up
coming
and down.
in.
Look at Rebecca's face.
Well, you
She's
must
like,
have told me
yep,
this
the
story.
Yeah, I
spirit.
was gonna
I've
say.
heard
Okay,
someone-
whatever
Okay.
you're going to say next,
me
you
to
might
come in on the
rethink
Zoom?
that.
Yeah. Well, when I first met Drew, I just bombed on this fucking show, and then Drew's like, "Come on in. Who molested you?" I was like, "Not today, Drew." I go. I just talked about this on Mark Maron's podcast, and you're promoting another podcast on my podcast. I go, "Yeah."
Oh, wow.
Oh my.
Did we get, is Khalees's audio? Oh, she's gone. I see her frozen. Wow.
I am like over. I'm like
That was a
tired.
lot.
It's annoying to be a habit.
Well, let me give some Ozempic facts, just so
Yeah.
since we're talking about stuff. So it's generally safe. Obviously, millions of people are using it, and to good effect. If you are diabetic and you've tried everything else to lose weight, and it makes perfect sense, low a dose as possible, as you pointed out. But there are some things, right? So here are the things. First of all, when you use a medicine in a large population for over a long period of time, you start to see stuff that you
Of
don't
course,
anticipate. We haven't used it long enough to know yet what those things might be down the road. But we have seen so far two things that concern me. One is something called gastroparesis. Have you heard about this? Which is the stomach stops moving, which is one of the mechanisms whereby it satiates the appetite. And it's kind of why I wonder if Manjaro is going to be a safer drug, because that's more in the brain. But anyway,
What's the difference? Because I have to do the semaglutide, which is like the generic. Is that the same as?
Same as Ozempic.
It's all the same stuff. Okay.
And the gas, when the stomach doesn't move at all, it's very painful, lots of nausea. It's really much more miserable than you imagine. So there's that, and it does not go away. And then the other thing is bowel obstructions. We've seen people actually die of bowel obstructions. Why? And some of them
That's
were
the worst.
high-profile people that we have not, the public hasn't
painful.
learned about yet, that I know about. And I don't know why they don't come to the hospital. Bowel obstructions usually develop kind of slowly. You get pain, come to the hospital. But this goes right to rupture and sepsis.
My
for some
question is
reason.
with all of these things. So these could just come on, like you could be having no symptoms, and then 6 months in, you could start getting
Well, that's
these?
we don't really. Yes, the answer is yes. But I mean, if you've been on it 6 months to a year with no symptoms, I would think that's pretty safe, right?
Right.
But then again, we haven't had people on it long enough
Right.
to really understand those time course issues.
Because I always feel like it kind of regulated my bowels. I'm not hungry. I don't have any explanation that people give me of what it's like to be. I have none of that.
You have hunger still.
Yeah, I eat normal.
It's just
yeah.
what it does. It just sets the satiation at a lower
Yeah,
level.
I'm just not
I've
like
seen
thinking
this-
about it all the time.
I've seen this over and over again. When people take certain psychotropic medications, their appetite goes up like 10%. That's enough to gain 50 pounds
Yeah.
over a year. You know, it does. Your set points are very important, and so it just puts you at a different set point. And it sounds like you're getting exactly optimal results.
Yeah.
Right where you want it. So,
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it helped me with my ADD a little bit.
All we don't know is, do you ever stop it? I don't know.
Yeah, I know, because I went off of it 1 week. Did I go off of it that week, or I just went? That was my first like low dose week, and I went, and his Laotian mom, was like cooking me the best food that ever existed on the earth, and I was just like back to like, and she's like, eat more.
Well,
you
there's
know?
some rebound appetite too. After you
Right,
come
of
off it,
course.
so who knows?
I'll get off it.
Sorry about that. Is that
Yeah, so we do need to get Kaleb back on here. We're going to have a little break, and then we have a caller. I'm not sure, can we get Kaleb and the caller on Zoom at the same time? No. So we can have
you got Rebecca sitting right
Rebecca
here.
do the, yeah, I'm producing in my head right now. So, yeah.
I'm right here. I'm available.
No, I know. Rebecca's going to tap into this special caller, and we're going to see what we can come up with, and then Kaleb can pop back in just to see if she has anything to follow up with after that as well. I'm assuming that the other caller can hear her while she's on the Zoom.
Okay, I'm going to step out because you guys have a lot going on here.
Yes,
Okay.
and we'll, and then Annie,
Good to
if
see
you'd
you.
like to stay, you can just sort of check out how this works and if you have any comments. But thank you, Drew.
You're welcome.
You did a
Of
great
course.
job
Sir?
as usual, and I.
Yeah,
I
when I
really
get to see Annie, I have very good time, spend time with her as always.
I know. I have so much. I have so many
I know. It's just those occasional
experiences to tell
phone
you
calls.
about.
And
I know,
they're always
I
at the
know.
wrong time. So
I know
I
you
have
guys
fun
are
things to talk
friends,
to
so that's
about.
good. Yeah, and try not to go in front of the camera. So, anyway, so I'm going to. We have a special person on the phone, and let's see if we can tap into his energy while he's here. And Kaleb, hopefully you're still there listening.
You want the caller right now?
Yes, please.
Okay.
These are many bells and whistles, and so how do you feel?
I feel good.
Yeah, good. Okay,
He's
good.
up.
All right, hi.
So cool in here.
We're gonna call this person Tom. How are you? Thank you for calling out. This is kind of an interesting situation. We'll let you speak first, Tom, and then you can ask Rebecca whatever you want.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I actually just got out of the hospital. I was just dealing with a blood infection, a very severe blood infection, for 2 days under really unfortunate circumstances. But I appreciate you guys having me on here. Essentially, I had a family member who's in the Canadian government here, and I'd just like to reach out to him, get some finality on what really happened to him. I have some serious questions.
Okay. So should I just go, or should you ask me the questions already?
Well, I don't know. I guess you're the psychic medium, so I guess we can start from there.
Well, you know what's funny? Earlier, I thought this one gentleman's name who's in here, I thought his name was Mike, but I heard the name Mike or Michael, and I do feel that somehow, now I was sitting here, because I am a medium, I'm thinking it's related to the gentleman that died mysteriously. Would you know about that at all? Would you know who that is?
You know what? That wasn't his first name, but that was in his name. You know, I can't, just for confidentiality purposes, I can't.
Yeah, that's
say
maybe why
exactly
he
what his
gave
name
me
is there. Yeah.
the middle name instead of the first, because I know you didn't want to do that. But
yeah, and I
do-
guess we can call him Mike just for the podcast.
Yeah,
here. He was
we'll
he was a really intelligent guy, really ahead of the game.
and not very old. And
right.
he was really nice looking guy, actually. And I feel like he knows I'm doing this, because a lot of times people on the other side do know that. And so I'm going to call Mike. He does want to be part of this show. He wants to communicate.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
And he was a very straightforward guy, and very and you tell me if I'm wrong, but this is what I'm picking up from him. And I feel like he was very ethical. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he was ethical. I grew up in a small town called
Okay,
Bicycle.
don't give him too much information.
Okay.
This is fun. I like
Yeah,
that. I like that you're like a psychic.
But yeah, I won't give up too much information here. But we grew up in a small town, and me, myself, Mike, and then one other person. All three of us, we were the only three black men in the town, and you know, he was a real straight shooter, and everyone in the town just kind of didn't jive with him, I guess you could say. And I remember, and he would hate that. I would do
Okay,
this.
now you're giving us too much information. Let Rebecca keep going.
Okay, but I'm really getting a lot from him about his mother. So he seemed to be worried about his mom.
Yeah, his mom left at an early age. Yeah.
Right, so she did not become a role model in his life, is that correct?
No. Yeah, that was something that deeply affected him. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think was such a big event in his life that it shaped a lot of his life. But on the other side, he seems to have been working on this issue with his own mother.
It's good to hear. It's good to hear.
And he also considered you, I don't know if he ever told you this, but he considered you like a brother.
Yes. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And if I'm quiet for a minute,
Is it because they're black? Was it like brother?
And that's exactly it, because it was just the three of us. He'd say, my brother, quite frequently.
Oh.
And I don't know if this is too much information.
And he's got it. Yeah, no, that's okay.
Right,
no, I was coming up with something with brother.
Every morning he would call me. He'd say, "What's up, brother?
Yeah.
What's crack-a-lackin'?"
What's crack-a-lackin'?
And he would hate that I would do that impression, but that really is exactly how he sounded. I mean, this is the 90s, right? This is when people were talking differently. And I mean, if you don't mind, I don't know if it's too much information, but do you mind if I just tell a quick story about
No, go ahead. It's fine.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, well, we grew up in this small town and people didn't like him, whatever. And I remember we were standing in a field one day at work, and he just turns to me and looks me deep in the eyes, and he said, "Man, I got to get out of this town. These people, they don't understand me." Again, he would hate that I'm doing this impression. He said, I got to get out of this town. People don't understand me, man. I got to get into politics. And so that's what he did. That's exactly what he did.
Wow. Yeah, he seemed driven.
Sounds like Chris Tucker. I like that.
That's kind of what he was going for.
That's funny.
And he's definitely made it to the other side. But he... Hold on, we really want to give you the right information here.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Could you be poisoned without knowing you're poisoned?
Yes.
I feel like he was
That's
poisoned.
Usually what happens. That's usually what happens when people are poisoned.
Yeah, I feel like that, right?
Yeah, because I was looking and I heard very clearly him say poison, but you weren't going to be able to find it out.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, like I already said, he was a high-ranking government official there. He spoke out about certain things, and healthy guy. All of a sudden, 3 days later, boom, heart attack. That's what the autopsy said, and he was gone. And so, if you're getting poisoning as a reading, that's kind of a confirmation for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because you look, I mean, he could have a high cholesterol, he could have this and that, but he didn't seem sick to me, and he's pretty fit. So it's not like he was
fast.
Yeah,
he was fast. I think he had the fastest quarter-mile run on a dirt road in our town for, I think, about 20 years.
Yeah, he was in good shape. And then when he didn't even have time when he had the heart attack to even reach for a phone or anything.
Wow.
I'd assume not. No.
Mm-mm.
And I asked him if he had the COVID vaccine just in case, but he said no, he wasn't vaccinated.
He's very, very anti-vax. He didn't want to put anything into his body that wasn't from the earth, as he put it, from the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But what is it's not the FBI, but what do they call that in Canada?
I'm not too sure. Canada is fairly secretive when it comes to their specialized organizations, so I'm not too sure exactly. But all I know is that he was deeply invested in it, and he just pushed a little bit too far.
That's bizarre.
Well, it's not as
Does this
bizarre.
happen a lot in Canada? Like, I don't know.
I think
These dirt road races, does this happen all the time in Canada?
Well, again, I grew up in a small town. It's called Bisker, Alberta. Population of about 10,000. Our mascot is a skunk named Squirt. So I think you can kind of imagine how that goes when trust me, when the dirt racing comes on, the whole town shuts down. It's
so funny.
Yeah. It was basically who can run the fastest to the hay bale and back, and we'll call him Mike for now. He was pretty much he was a champion. I'll say
That's
that.
so crazy that you tapped right into his part of his name.
But part of it is also, were there any buddy that owns restaurants or had anything to do with that food service or?
In regards to his passing?
No, just anybody in your family or?
Yeah. We loan the local. My mother owns the local gas station, which is also a grocery store.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. And she owned that when he passed?
Yeah. She actually just put it up for sale now. Yeah, but she still currently owns it.
Yeah, because there was somewhere he was taking me where there was like groceries, food.
Yeah, he would always get rolling tobacco and stuff like that every time we would visit there. He would only smoke a special type of cigarette, so my mother would always make sure to order it in at the gas station there.
Wow. And this is like off subject a little bit, but he really wants your mom to get the right the right amount of money for it. He doesn't want her just to give it away.
Yeah, so do I. I don't want her to sell it to any old buster that comes through. We want to make sure she gets a good price.
Right. Okay. Well, he seems to have some power on the other side to make that happen.
So who killed him?
It seems like the government.
Do you have any feelings why?
Because he knew too much.
Yeah. He would share with me fairly frequently the documents that he would come across, and I mean it is unbelievable, but it really does coincide with the whole psychic medium aspect of, I guess, this show. If you want me to get into it, I can. If you don't, that's totally fine. But.
No, you can say whatever you want as long as you don't feel like you're uncomfortable with it.
No, I think I should be okay. Basically, in these documents, there was basically sort of a coup of, I guess, in the documents, they were called aliens, but I probably don't think that's a proper definition. I'd probably call them interdimensional beings, and they had essentially infiltrated higher levels of government. And essentially what the core essence of these documents is that we are all connected as one, and there is a higher form of manipulation being put onto the general population. And so he went to the Canadian government, to Justin Trudeau in particular, and he essentially demanded these documents be released. And that's that, yeah.
Wow. Well.
Yeah, well, it's very possible. I mean, it's, makes sense. And they'll usually start in like a small community like that. Mm-hmm. Something that's not so like Quebec or whatever those places are.
Him and I, when we were kids, we would because there's not much to do in the town, so we would go in the swamp, and we would hunt for swamp leeches. And it would be fairly frequently where, he would have a thought and I would say it, and then you'd be like, brother, you read my mind. You read my mind, brother. And, we would go find a patch of swamp leeches and eat them, and it was, delicacy in our town.
You eat them?
That sounds delightful.
You eat them?
Well, it's
How
a
would you eat
delicacy,
them? Would you
I
cook
guess you could call. Yes and no. It kind of depends on kind of how you're feeling in the day. It can be used for all types of medical treatments and whatnot. But that's actually how I caught my blood infection that I was just hospitalized for. I don't know if you guys want to hear about that.
From eating a leech? Yeah, that could.
Well, no, I was in the swamp, I guess you could say, and unbeknownst to me, there was a hole in my shoe, and I had a cut in my toe from stubbing it.
Oh yeah,
hard.
so you got like a bacteria. You're lucky to be alive.
I want to talk to you guys about something called the Wellness Company Medical Emergency Kit. Okay,
There are no leeches in there.
This will help you with your problems if you ever get bit or scratched in the swamps of Canada, and go to the Wellness Company, drdrew.com/the Wellness Company. This is my favorite medical kit because it has a bunch of different antibiotics in here, doxycycline, amoxicillin, and also if you if you get some kind of an infection, and then also it has fluconazole, which is good if you have a yeast infection.
That beastie yeasty, guys. Sometimes you got a little cottage cheese breakfast down there you didn't mean to have.
So yeah, I just want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, who are Canadians, by the way. I think that was a good segue.
They're Canadias.
No, but yeah. So maybe you should get those wellness kits if you're going to go out into the swamps.
Well,
and
you
cut
know
your
what?
toes.
I wish I had that. And honestly, it's kind of unbelievable. It turns out once I was hospitalized, the doctor told me it wasn't even a swamp. It was actually a sewage runoff. I've been playing in this swamp since I was a child.
Oh, you've been in cacas.
Tons of signs, but me being a local there, I just ignore them, because I've grown up there since I was a kid. Anyways, I'll still
Wow.
probably eat the swamp leeches as a delicacy. But.
So crazy.
Is that what Justin throws? Is that why he has the white? It wasn't blackface.
Trudeau.
It was just he was Trudeau. He was in the
Trudeau was in blackface when he
right,
did
or
that.
was
When I
that
saw
he was
that,
just in the swamp accidentally, just fell, and there was a picture snapped right at that time.
no, and you know what? This is kind of a controversial opinion. I love that Justin Trudeau did blackface. I wish he would speak in the Parliament building in blackface. I think that would be
To
really
represent
a good
you and your
to represent me and all
cousin.
the immigrants that he's bringing in.
It's sort of funny because the African Americans are like, I don't care. Like,
I know,
It's just
yeah. It is crazy how many people have done blackface though.
Can I ask a question though? And I don't know if you guys heard it or the people that are running this. I heard they were talking, but about like why they were talking on top of it, somebody said something about the show. That almost like I love the show, or yeah, like I truly
Maybe
believe
Khalees-
his.
Is Khalees there?
No, it was a
Hey,
guy.
testing 1 2, testing
No,
1
it was a
2.
guy. So yeah, Rebecca gets these like ambient voices that come through. Khalees, you are there.
Hi, I
Hi.
am. Can you
Isn't
hear
this
me?
interesting?
Yeah. Now, what's your
It's
take on
absolutely
anything,
fascinating,
Khalees?
yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, Khalees is great at this
Well,
stuff.
oh, thank you. No, Rebecca too. This is what we do. So there was a male spirit that was coming through that I was tuning into, but I tuned out because I didn't want to interfere with Rebecca's connection. So I think my first question for our friend Tom is, do you want me to tune back into that spirit to get information? Do you feel like you have what you need right now? What would you prefer?
I mean, if you're getting a reading, please go ahead and tune in.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. The energy I was getting was from a male, younger energy. Like for me, his energy comes through as someone who's like anywhere from 25 to 45. And I say that because I don't feel like I'm in my old age, but I also don't feel like a teenager. Does this make sense to you?
He died at 45, and he was very young in spirit.
Yeah, because I'm also seeing someone doing tuck jumps, but my knees are like tucked all the way up to my underarms. And I know personally I can't do that. So someone super healthy would have to be able to do that. Do you know what I'm saying?
The rim on the basketball net, but reaching the very top of the basketball
Insane.
hoop. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that. So he would practice
Like-
tuck jumps all the time.
Crazy.
Yeah, like just insane. So I'm seeing the tuck jumps. As this energy blends with mine, I do feel extremely nauseous, and I'm getting it just below my solar plexus, which from my understanding is where the stomach actually is in the body. Like it's actually pretty high up. We always think it's down by the belly button, but it's a little higher up. And it's that feeling that, I don't know if you guys know this, but like when you get like the norovirus or something and your stomach just feels like cement and you just want to vomit, like that's the feeling that I get when his energy blends with mine. And I saw that I saw the number 2. So this happened to him twice. This wasn't just a one-off event. I do feel that he was aware that there were people around him watching him or looking at him, possibly following him. But he never really I'm hearing the words, he never made an announcement about it because he felt safe enough. So his community, his line of work, I hear line of service. So I don't know if you guys said you were in service or if that's just the way he describes it. But what I'm hearing is in that line of service, we had enough around us to feel protected. And I keep seeing drinks. I see a water bottle. I see what looks like a glass of red wine. And it's always something to do with these drinks. One of the times I feel like I'm working out and I'm sipping from a water bottle. The other time I feel like I'm at a restaurant and I'm drinking out of a glass of wine. Does any of this make sense to you why it's coming up?
Yeah, I mean, he was fairly into wine, and when he exercised he was always into Gatorade and whatnot. And I mean, in regards to that pit in your stomach, I guess you were saying, is there was one time when we were younger, he ate a handful of raw swamp leeches. It was really against doctor's orders, I guess you could say. And he was hospitalized for about a week. Ever since then, I really haven't been eating too many raw swamp leeches, but I mean, every once in a while I will partake. So that's probably what you're getting from
I'd
that.
say lay off the swamp leeches for now.
I'm
just
starting to
because,
think this
there's
guy
more to
is
lose than there
pulling
is to gain. But what I will tell you is I feel like the drinks is in connection to his passing. Rebecca mentioned previously she felt there was a connection to a poisoning. I'm not opposed to that message. I actually feel like there's quite a lot of substance to it, and I feel like that's something just to keep in mind if you ever wanted to look further into an autopsy or something like that. But what I can tell you, which hopefully will bring you a sense of peace, is that his passing was extremely sudden and out of the blue. and that he felt well, and then he felt unwell, and then he was on the other side. So there was no suffering from his point of view. It was more just like, I'm here, I'm a bit dizzy, and now I'm with my mom, who could be his grandma. Do you know if he was brought up by his grandma? Because there's a woman that's like his mom, but she's not super old in terms of being older than him.
Yeah, he was brought up by his grandmother, yes.
Yeah, so I feel that he was instantly with her energetically. She was the first person to receive him. And he rolls his eyes and he says, I've been down this road before, we've been down this path before, which makes me feel either someone else in his family had a similar experience, or this is not his first life revealing secrets and telling truths. So if you have in your memory that he's one of those energies where it's like he loves to uncover the truth, that would be why, because this isn't the first time he's done this. No. He's very much the kind of person where he's desperate to uncover the truth. Does this make sense to you? It's like people need to know this, and I'm seeing you kind of standing there saying like, man, I don't know if this is a good idea, and he won't stop. Like, to his detriment, he won't stop. Does this make sense?
He keeps swallowing those leeches. He won't stop doing it. Everyone's going, this seems crazy.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly it. All throughout his childhood, he was going out of his way to expose any type of truth. When we were in school together, there was a teacher we had, and she was having an affair with another teacher, and he was the one that actually outed her in front of the whole class.
Wow.
He eventually got suspended for it, but he's always been that way.
Yeah, and it's not because he hates anyone or because he's trying to like go on a power trip. It's literally just like he can't breathe without sharing the truth because people need to know.
Yeah,
that's just like his spirit and his soul.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's going to be that guy in the next life too. And you're going to be his friend again. And you're going to have this ongoing struggle of, man, can I just get this guy to stop talking so that we can both stay safe?
That's good to hear. I'll see him in another
He doesn't
life,
want
for sure.
You will.
Oh, definitely. I'm being told you've already seen him in dreams, and the month of October is very significant between the two of you. Do you understand why that would come up?
You know what? That's actually crazy that you mention October. We have this one space in our town. If you don't mind, I'll just give a bit of a backstory here. Small town. It was part of the Canadian branch of the KKK when it first came out. The owner, the leader of it, he was obviously very racist. Eventually, he met one of his family members, black, of course, and they eventually fell in love and turned it into they refurbished it into a jungle gym that is now a jungle gym exclusively for the underprivileged as a form of reconciliation. And in October, that place opened. In October.
Okay. Yeah, he's just showing me that that's kind of like a nice time between the two.
That's a crazy story.
Time.
Right?
He has asked. I think it's kind of crazy. Sorry, it's just I'm getting so many messages. I can't stop talking. He's asked you not to follow in his footsteps, and he says that there's a daughter that needs you. So I thought that might be your daughter, if not his daughter.
I'm not going to be outing anything on his behalf. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
So we won't even go down that path, but he just needs you to stay in line in this life and to let him be the oracle, in his words. He's still doing a lot of stretches. He said he still loves eating in the morning. There's something like really a ritual around breakfast for him. Like he's big into a certain breakfast or like morning ritual. Do you understand what he's referring to here?
Much exclusively hard-boiled eggs in the morning, pickled eggs he loved. And he would eat about 10 to 15, I'd say, probably on a daily basis.
I just keep thinking
morning.
I know how he died, and it's a leech or a pickled egg. I don't know.
Maybe it's a leech in a pickled egg.
Ew.
What else is in your diet that we need to know?
He's such an old soul, and you're going to get better within 72 hours. I'm not a doctor again, but
Thank you.
He just told me
I nearly lost my
in
foot.
72
It was
hours.
really almost a tragic situation. Almost lost my foot.
Oh my gosh!
In pursuit of these leeches. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Well, we tried to get you on last week, and I thought maybe it was because we had Justin Trudeau's brother on the show, and you kind of.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we
cool.
did. It was kind of a weird coincidence that you called in when you did, but there are no coincidences in the show or our lives, right, Rebecca?
No.
And Khalees is probably spot on. I hope this brings you closure and you get some kind of feeling of like strength from it to know that you're not wrong in your brain, you're not crazy, you think something was up, maybe nefarious, but you know what you do with this information is all up to you and how you move forward. You're a strong soul to come forward and put yourself out there in front of 10,000 people or however many are watching us right now. But also it warms my heart to know that you can get this kind of message, you know, that it's there for you.
I have another name that's coming through.
Okay.
I think it's from him. It's a common name, but it's Johnny or John. Would you know who that is?
How about
Maybe
Sean?
not John, but Sean. Yeah, my father that passed away. Actually, that's Sean.
It's Sean.
Yeah.
Sean John, P. Diddy's trying to get up in this bitch.
I feel like he's trying to make a connection here to let you know that they're together, and he wanted to get on the show.
Yeah.
Also,
That's so funny.
and then he oh God, he said something else, but I lost it because I was trying to listen to what they're talking about.
Well, that's kind of unbelievable that you were able to contact him. Yeah, my dad, he was a tough nut to crack. He actually lived through 9/11. He was in the World Trade Center
Oh, wow.
as it was hit by the first plane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was
No,
very
we were
crazy.
talking about that because
yeah.
yeah. So well, anyway, he looks good. He looks young. He also wants to make sure your mom gets the right place for the gas station, grocery store, and yeah, they're like on top of that.
They're
that's
up there
good.
guiding her.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, that's
friend
good.
Tom, can I add one more thing?
Yes, please go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just want to let you know the message from your friend on the other side that we were calling Mike. He just said your money will come later in this life, but it will come. He said just make peace with that.
What type of business should I open?
He said the hardest one possible, and then he's laughing and he said, no, man, just make money in any way that it comes. But it does feel like it has an element of labor to it, you know, like running a store or something where
Like selling
it's like
some
you're
type of
gonna
delicacy?
Like
A
You're going to be
leech,
doing the
a
work.
pickled egg.
A leech sandwich.
I wasn't seeing leech eggs. I was seeing
I
you
don't
like
believe you
stacking
eat
shelves with
leeches.
cold
I
drinks
think
kind of thing.
you're pulling my pinata.
No,
I
no,
think-
no. This is. I mean,
A real
You
thing.
have to buy the
this is
store.
really.
Do you
Yeah,
have
this
to
is
buy
really
the
a
store?
delicacy in our town. And if you don't believe me, just look up Bicycle, Alberta leech hunting. It's
Okay,
fairly
okay. No,
I believe it.
I
I believe
actually
you.
kind of do believe you. I don't know.
I don't know why you wouldn't believe me, but yeah, no, that's cool.
It
It
doesn't
just
feel like
sounds-
it's an online business. It feels like it's something you would do in person, almost like a brick and mortar type
Eat more
of situation.
leeches.
Like,
Our
like
Rumble
selling it out of
fans
the
are
trunk of
going
my car
nuts.
type situation.
How about the
or-
leeches?
It'll be easier than that, but there is legwork that you'll have to do. I feel like you'll have a store of your own or a restaurant of your own food service. I just saw like you handling a lot of drinks and reorganizing a fridge, like in a restaurant or in a store.
Okay. I love
It's
organizing.
It's not the gas
Probably
station.
one of my
For your
favorite
mom.
things.
But
Well,
it's a
stay
business that makes you
busy.
work hard.
Work every day. Don't sleep like Dr. Drew, and you can be rich too.
Can I ask you a
You
clarifying
might
question?
go gray, but
Yes.
you know.
Yeah. Go
About
ahead.
no, I want to ask. Sorry, I'm talking about myself. No offense, but I don't know if you realized a comedian would be asking about. But when you said the 30-year career, do you think it could be from now 30 years? Because I'm more of a workaholic. I can't imagine only working for another 15 years. That seems insane.
Yeah, me
Nope.
neither.
It's
I'm
only
working
gonna
I
be
now.
love what I do.
15
I like
years.
don't want to stop. I could see like 30 years from now. I can't
Can you
imagine
hear me?
only having a 30-year career.
Hey,
I feel like
can you hear
dying
me?
on stage.
Yeah, Khaleesi's speaking.
Oh, sorry. Hi.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Annie, it's going to be another 15 years from now, and that's what the mic drop aspect of it is that you'll be like, oh, I never thought I'd retire around 60, but here I am. Turns out I didn't want to work my whole life. It'll be by choice, not by circumstance,
Yeah.
and you're going to be hosting a show before then, sort of like a panel commentary type thing. You're
Yeah.
not going to be doing pure stand-up for the whole 15 years, but it's from now.
Maybe you're going to become a world traveling philanthropist.
A
You
shaman.
still have free will. You can do whatever you want. This is just how I see things now if you continue doing what you're doing today.
Cool. Thank you.
Well, we all want to make money.
You're welcome.
We all want to.
We love money. Money's the best.
We don't want the government to take it. We want to keep it in the bank. We want to be safe. We want to have free speech. We don't want to get poisoned.
We don't want to be poisoned. We don't want to eat leeches unless we want to.
No, and you know what? I would like to see somebody eat the leech.
Look, I'm a stunt girl. If you had that leech here, I would do it. Todd knows I would.
Would you?
Yeah, you know what's funny? I just ate a pickled egg.
That's so funny. I haven't had pickled egg in my whole life. I don't think.
Because Sherman would be the kind that would eat a leech. Okay, I'm telling you right now. I wouldn't. So
That's
he got
Rebecca's
me.
boy toy.
Yeah, he got me to eat a pickled egg, and I really wasn't a fan of it.
Not your fan.
Oh, but he loved it. I think he ate the whole pickled egg jar.
Well,
I know,
somebody
it's so
in the
weird how some people
afterlife
love
liked him alive, so we're gonna have to all try one later.
Yeah, you need to try it.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
I mean, it's
The
not
shit out of
horrible.
pickled
It's just not
egg.
my
I will
thing.
eat the shit out of a pickled egg. Just because I haven't eaten one doesn't mean I'm not gonna.
You've opened our eyes to the new horizon of our future. Thank you so much. We appreciate you calling in, and hopefully this will be helpful for you. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless. So Kaleb, I know that you have some things coming up soon, some shows and whatnot, and yeah. So I think I have that here. I know I was supposed to read a bunch of ads today, but I didn't do it. So, but you have to tell us. I know where everybody knows where to find you. KalebSimone.com. She has, which is, you know, where I would find her. You can book a reading with her there. She does private readings, but also she has some dates coming up. Scroll down a little farther, Sweetness. Okay, that's Kaleb.
There we are.
Oh, there she goes. You have some stuff coming up, don't you? Like something you can find her at Kaleb Simone on Instagram, X. You have all the Kaleb Simone. So you're on Facebook as well. And where do you hang out the most now? Like, how do you?
Instagram.
Okay, yeah. Check her out.
100% Instagram, yeah.
Yeah, and so she does private readings, and she's pretty thorough, and you know might want to check it out. She's also going to be coming up as a featured psychic on the 25th, I do believe. Is that the day?
That's the day of our show. I also have a workshop coming up, which is free. So if people wanted to study with me, it's an affirmations bootcamp because I'm really big into manifestation, law of attraction. That's on August 14. I haven't officially launched it yet, but there's links on my website. There'll be links on Instagram soon. And yeah, if you want to come for the free workshop, then sign up. It's just a fun thing to do in the American summertime.
And go to KalebSimone.com to sign up. That's what I would say. So thank you for coming in, and we look forward to seeing you again. Today, the special guest that I had lined up for you that didn't show up was Vincent.
I thought so. Okay.
I know, he couldn't come. His dog had surgery. I know, we had some dog issues today. So, but anyways, you thought so. I knew you'd know it. But thanks again. And Rebecca, where can we find you? Like, what's your latest thing? What is coming up?
Well, I do private readings, but they're on the phone, over the phone, all over the world. It doesn't matter what country you're in. And I do house calls. I don't have an office right now. So if you live somewhere that's, I can go do a house call, I do that too.
In the Los Angeles area?
Well, sometimes we'll go a little farther. We were just in Irvine or San Diego, or if you're going to be, like I went to Arizona, and it was really weird. It's like the law of attraction. All these people called me from Arizona that wanted readings, and I was going to be there.
Oh, wow.
So
cool.
instead of doing the phone readings, I said, I'll do one step better. I'll come to your house. So it depends. It could be anywhere.
Okay, I just put your phone number in the chat. It's 818-310-6748.
Right.
And also, if you guys, just go to, I guess, RebeccaFearing.com. You have your phone number over there as well.
Yeah, so we, but we're in it. I do it all days of the week. I don't really have any set schedule. And
these make great Christmas gifts, or
I do
birthday gifts. I guess not Christmas. Christmas too far away,
but I do gift certificates and we actually send you a gift certificate, or we send it to the person that it's for them.
So if you have any questions about a mysterious death, you can give her a call.
Yeah, I'm working on. Yeah,
You should do Halloween readings.
Person. Oh, yeah, I've done that.
We have. We went to New Orleans together for Halloween.
Oh, really? Fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Or was it Mardi Gras or it was Halloween?
I think it was Halloween.
But New Orleans is like pretty haunted.
Yeah.
New Orleans is fun.
The most haunted place though, Savannah, Georgia.
Really interesting.
It's so haunted that I
think we should go on a trip.
I had questioned whether I would ever go back, but I will. There's a lot of history there, especially with the yellow fever also. And I
have a little bit of that.
Yeah.
My Asian fiance.
And it was really
So let's
really
show
scary.
me Annie's dates. So Annie's socials, we know where to find her. She's going to be
boy.
on July 16th at the Los Angeles.
Yeah, I got
Comedy
an
Store.
Annie Wood and Friends. You guys should come hang out. It's going to be so
Yes.
fun. I have Whitney Cummings, I have David Spade, and Tim Dillon. It's going to be epic.
Wow, that sounds so fun. Yes, we'll come. And then July 19th to 20th in Irvine Improv, and July 25th to 27th in Arizona at the Desert Ridge Improv. August 30th to 31st in Toronto, Ontario. Maybe you can go say hi to Todd.
I'll eat a leech.
And what was that guy's name?
Tom, you were calling him Tom.
What was his name? Tom. Okay. Ontario at the Comedy Bar. So that's August 30th to 31st. And more dates and tickets, please visit her website at AnnieLederman.com. That's LEDERMAN.
Yeah, we're going all over. We're going to the Southwest, or the Pacific Northwest. I'm going to be in Boston. I go all over.
So how many shows do you do a year?
I don't even count them by, I usually do like 2 to 3 weekends a month.
Wow.
And then sometimes summers usually take off do a little slower, but it's fun. I like it. It's great.
You're good at it. And are you going to do the Skank Fest this year?
Of course I'm going to Skank Fest, baby. Are you guys coming?
I think we got invited, but we don't have a show anymore, so I don't know if they're going to have us, but we'll find out.
It was so fun last time.
Yeah, it was, and it was really fun to meet you there and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I met you. I met you there first.
Yeah, I think that was the first time.
Yeah, you and Drew are pals, so I have to be friends with his pals. So he's like, you have to meet her. She's really fun. You really like her. And thank you everybody here who's been so supportive of the team. We have our intern Reese, who's been really helpful, and our tech guy is Jay Chapman. He's doing a great job. I mean, we're still working out the details here and how this V mix works, and it's always a problem. And then Robin, thank you for the casting and for everybody just showing up in Pasadena. And we'll call it a show.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. This was so beautiful.
Yeah,
So
thank
fun
you,
to be here.
Susan.
Oh, and really quickly before we go, I do want to do a shout out to our people at Paleo Valley, because I'm going to give you parting gifts when you leave. Okay, these are our sponsors. We have the most incredible sponsors at drdrew.com/sponsors. They're all Dr. Drew approved products, and and if you haven't heard my husband talk about Paleo Valley or on Ask Dr. Drew, which is our sister show, I'll tell you about their amazing line of products. For a week, I've been using their bone broth in my coffee. Yum. It's really good. I'm going to give you each a bag of chocolate bone broth to go. And then we have the which is loaded with collagen. It's great for your hair, skin, and nails. We have the Paleo Valley beef sticks. Comes in venison, chicken, and turkey, and lots of different flavors. We really, really love it. I keep these in my purse, so when you're stuck on the freeway and you're hangry, you can just pop one, and they're very healthy. They also have a superfood bar that we don't push. But anyways, if you're a first-time person at Paleo Valley, go to drdrew.com/Paleo Valley. You'll get 15% off, and then if you subscribe, you get 20% off. Totally recommend you fill your pantry because this stuff is gold. And then just be sure to check out all the sponsors we have at drdrew.com, because this is how we keep the show afloat, and we don't make you pay on Patreon or send us money on Rumble or whatever. If you want to send us money, you can, but we love our sponsors and they love us. So that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's great. And I wanted to mention, I am going to be in Nashville. I forgot.
Oh.
If anybody's in the vicinity and want a reading, call me. And Robin is coming with me too.
When are you going?
Yeah, we're going, I think it was...
September 27th.
Yeah, September 27th to about the 29th or the 30th. It depends. So if you're in the Nashville area, we will be there. And I want to shout out to Karen, because she's there and she's great.
Karen.
And Yeah, it'll be really fun.
So what'd you say, September 22nd?
7th to about the 29th.
September 7th.
27th.
Oh.
To the 29th and 30th. We are going to be busy on, I think it was the 28th, but all the other days, even if we stay a day more or something, we can maybe accommodate you.
Yeah, so just go to her website and get her phone number, leave a message, and they'll get back to you. I'm putting the phone number here. It's September 27 to 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great to see in person. She does a great job, and it's always, and she's not overpriced, and she's available. I've heard so many times people go, "Oh, I want to go to the psychic. She's $2,000, and I have to wait a year."
I know, and you're like, "Oh yeah."
I'm like,
you can't be
that. You can't be that good. Like,
yeah.
No, we do it so it's affordable. I mean, and also we don't make people wait.
Yeah, that's good. No, she works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So.
Yeah.
Amazing. Why can't I go?
Unless she's doing my show, but this is kind of like work too. But thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. It's so fun to have you guys.
Yeah, thank you both for reading me. I appreciate that.
And I'm also going to be in France really soon. So I'll be there also. And I do have some clients that are in France. We'll be there on the 15th.
So I don't know if do you have any aches and or pains in your hands or your legs?
No, but Sherman does. And I have one in my knee.
You have in your knee? Okay, you got to check this out. Okay, Kaleb just told me to give you a sample.
Okay.
It's called Capsidin. It's a non-burning capsaicin cream, which is made out of cayenne pepper, chili peppers, or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And but doesn't burn your skin.
Right.
And I put it on my leg today because I've had a little tightness in my knee, and I have carpal tunnel, and I rub it on here, and it's actually pretty good. So I'm going to give you a sample of this to go home. And
I love that.
This is in our line of sponsors at drdrew.com/sponsors. So just go over there if you want to, help out. But I want you to test this out. Okay. I'm going to give you some bone broth. I'm going to give you some beef sticks. I'm going to give you some Genucel eye cream and a little serum and all the great,
I'm
products.
excited.
I know.
I'm gonna give you a goodie bag.
Just as someone that has my own podcast too, it's like amazing when your sponsors like align with it. Just feels so good.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. I did this show for 7 years and never made a penny because I depended on the organizations that did my podcast to do the ad sales.
Right.
But I do it all in-house now, and we developed Drew's brand over the years, and it's going really well. So I get to do my show again.
I know, and it's fun to sell something that you like, and you really, and it's not someone got it for you, and you have to pretend like you.
And our followers actually spend money, and I'm so proud of them for doing that. And not everything's super expensive, so some like the different price ranges. We don't expect everybody to buy everything, but thanks to all of our followers on Rumble, YouTube, and X, and Facebook, and thank you for supporting the show because I'm just so happy to be back, and I appreciate your viewership. It's going to be a great show.
Thank you, Susan, for having me.
Okay.
I want to come back already.
Ta-ta!
Thank you, everybody. Annie Wood Thursdays on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to promote your
that's okay.
Annie Wood podcast. Why wasn't that in your bio?
I don't know what's going on with the bio.
Oops. Okay, we're not out yet. We're not out yet, right? Okay, everybody, check it out. Annie Wood podcast. Get it on iTunes,
YouTube, iTunes, whatever.
YouTube, everywhere.
It's cute that you want to watch it.
Yes, she's cute. Okay, bye.
That's so.
We got a plug.